All right, all you devils out there, happy Friday. Oh, you're happy Bitcoin halving. 19th here, a little after 1 o'clock. Oh, I don't know if we've hit it yet, but we're pretty close. Okay, so here we are, right? Is there something out of the ordinary here that's happening? Something that would shake your confidence in this count? Not that I see. The market's, all a tizzy as we go into the halving. Just as a technician here, it's applying just rudimentary Elliott Wave. I'm not sure what all the anxiety is about. So let's just focus here, and so let's not be glib about it. Okay, but I've got here's a 1, here's a 2, I got a 3. I'm trying to make a 4, get into a 5. So right look, definitely has the right look. How about the wave relationships? Now, some of this is review. We've been over this many times here, but just for new members, new viewers. All right. Now, note I'm at a log scale. Length of the 1 from the proposed 2. Where's the high probability zone for a 3? Right where we go. Where's the high probability zone for a 4? Let's get that out of there. Well, the highest would be 23 to 38. We've had a little bit of a wick below the 38. How about the channeling? Perfect. Momentum? Perfect. Subdivision? It's good. This is a little funky. And the wave 2s have been shallow. Other than which is Bitcoin is notorious for that. So what's all the? I'm a little surprised at all the what I see in my feed is. Unusual. I don't understand why we're not just sitting here going, oh my God, it's doing exactly what we thought it would do. Now, of course, things can change. We could be down here below 40 in a hurry, but right now there's no reason to assume that. I don't know why we're. Again, now I know you can't see in there, so let's go down to a 1. Let's see if we can make sense of this. Now that's gonna here. Let me. I've got the algo theorem on here, which I do like. Let me just take that off for a second here. We'll just focus on the Elliott count. So, okay, here's our wave 3 landing in the highest probability location for a wave 3. I know that's shocking. Well, I mean, for quite some time, we've been looking at this going, boy, sure looks like a flat. Wonder if we'll get a flat. We got all the conditions for it. I'm so surprised to see all the anxiety about the halving. Now, okay, right, we could have some volatility around this here, but I don't think there's much question about the long-term direction of Bitcoin. But I guess Jamie Dimon would disagree. Well, I'm not one to disagree with him often, but I don't think he's. I think he's misguided here. So, okay, we look here and we go, okay, well, I got a 3. Can work at an ABC here. Now this is a little tricky down here. Oh, maybe we can do it. I zoom in here. Okay, this my team effort here. It certainly looks like we can work a WXY for the B wave. Now AB, there's an impulse here. So it was a little tricky. It was, is it 1, 2, 3? Oh, that doesn't seem to work as well. How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So if an ABC into the 1 here, ABC into the 2, ABC into the 3, ABC into the 4, and then it's skinny, but it's there. Get in there a little bit more, ABC into a 5. We go just far. So what would give you a little more confidence here that we have a low here? Just swept the low. Right, so this is just classic. I know people tell me, God, enough with the breakout stuff. Do you see what happens to breakout traders? It's just I don't know why anyone in their right mind would sell that. It's going through the floor. Right? I mean, that's just, guys. I've said this for 5 years. That is the single worst place to enter the market, right at a pivot. And how did that work out for them? Not too well. Okay, so as we come off of this now, so we can make the case here. Oh, let's do it this way. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, get off there. A little surprising how abrupt we finished here, but then given this is the halving is happening. That's not shocking. And then all of the ingredients are there to give you confidence that we have a good low. Well, first, right, the breakout traders get bent over, right? So they swept the liquidity here. Do you think there were some stops here? Yeah, there were some stops here. So liquidity grabbed, breakout traders bent over. Now look, massive reaction. So it gives you confidence here that you have a good low. We will also, additionally, if I turn it back on here, this can be quite helpful, right? So we here was the inducement. That's the language here that's used. It's taught by, I only know his name is Khan, but all of this software was oriented towards some of his teaching, which one of the focal points is that we can't confirm this low until we break the last swing high. So we have a clear retracement. So this pivot here, this is all one single leg here. This is nothing, right? This is all internal to this, well, what was a fair value gap here that's now been rebalanced. So we take this pivot out, which confirms that I have the low here, right? So you see, so if we're going to come back down here, this would be a break of structure, right? We do not have a break of structure up here yet. We have change of character, but we don't have break of structure. So we have a candidate here. It's a little wacky. 1, well, hello Bitcoin, shallow 2, ripping 3 with a huge imbalance in it. Huge fair value gap, which now has been rebalanced. 4, now we're going up to get that 5. Well, that would give us a lot more confidence here that well, here comes an impulse off of the low, off of the ending diag. Get you out of here, ending diag to finish it here abruptly. But with all the right ingredients, right? You can't get that any better. Now, can we get this little kick here to the 5 to confirm the 5? Well, it remains to be seen. Now, you might look here and go, oh, whoosh, looks like a tweezer top there, huh? Now, I know what you're thinking. Wonder why it stops there. Now, it could be the fair value gap. Yep, could be the fair value gap. You think Al might have had something to do with that? Now, I'm going to pull over here, and I'm going to show you why. So we go right here. Double top there on the 60-minute tweezer top. So, well, it's called confluence. So we pull here, right? So we have all of the ingredients you might anticipate here for that resistance. I've got a fair value gap that now has been rebalanced. Just on the other side of the fair value gap, right, is often you're going to find your order block, right? So there's your order block on the other side of it here, which is why we know that that's an order block to pay attention to, because it produced the fair value gap, right? So that's muscle that produces it. So you might look at that and go, well, oh, okay, man. Well, why? Yeah, randomly picking a pivot. Yeah, why are you picking that one? Because Al picked it, not because I was trying to do something fancy with chart art. That's why I picked it, because Al used it. Just over and over and over and over again, right? It's not why it moves, it's not why it moves, it's how it moves, right? So as we say here, retrace, where'd it go? Golden zone. Retrace, where'd it go? Golden zone. Also, right here, now this is right, kind of what the whole focal point of the brown belt courses is combining the structure, the skeletal structure of Elliott Wave, right? I've said this before. Elliott Wave's the OG of market structure, right? So we're defining it with wave labeling and identifying impulses and corrective action, reactionary waves. But the imbalances in all of the smart money concepts here just fit in perfectly, right? The entire course is about that. So as you see it here, note the golden zone here at the fair value gap. Coming down here, so lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Oh, not yet a higher high. What do, right? Same thing over and over. It repeats ad infinitum, right? It's how, until they change it, right? That is how the market moves, not why it moves. So all of this done. Okay, so here we got a candidate. Oh, here we're looking at this a minute. Okay, so we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, right, at the 50. That's from the 2, right, a very shallow 2. Need that kick. Need it. You certainly would like to sweep it, see it break this high, which hopefully, right, the kick to the 5, right, does that. Sweeps this. Well, now, why would you think, oh, sure, are they going to sweep that? Well, do you think there's some stops there? Maybe a little liquidity there, as well as here, as well as here, as well as here, right? That's what it's doing, right? So where can it find liquidity? Now, we look here and we go, oh, okay, well, I got a fair value gap here that has not been touched unmitigated down here. So we could can't assume it till you see it. Everything's on track here, but you got a pretty big hurdle to get through. You can't assume, oh, it's going to get right through. So if you're watching here, kind of rooting as a bull might here, I'm not sure that I would. It's a little late for this, right? So to be longing it right into here, this fair value gap and the order block on the other side of it, that's not something I would do. But if we get up through and we do it, right, and we confirm the 5, whoa, retrace, yeah. Yeah, if we do that, well, let's, we're not there yet. Let's get this off of it. Okay, all right, so it's not same thing every time, right? So if we do it, let's say we get up here. Right now, what are we looking for? Retrace. Right? We're retrace traders, right? That's what we teach. That's the entire belt system. Everything we teach is about identifying the right location to be looking for setup for the retrace, right? One thing we never do, ever, is buy or sell breakouts, right? They're pivots, right? It's just it's a moronic thing to do. Yet, amazingly, people do it all the time. Thankfully, right? So, right, thankfully, I shouldn't say they're morons. They're inexperienced, right? So the inexperienced sell that. And what'd they do? They just gave their Bitcoin to someone else. The only way they're going to get it is if you give it to them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're good here. So this is not a lot to do here until we see, right? Okay, halving, right? Let's get through the halving. Okay, well that sets us up for retrace one more time back down here. Let's get an opportunity here. Now, ideally, right, we hold the golden zone. Wouldn't kill it if we go deeper. Remember, right, there's fib levels that are lower. There's, again, as we just noted, there's an unmitigated fair value gap down here. That could be a draw to the algo. Come back down, fill it, right, break the golden, right, that would get everybody in a tizzy, and then back up we go. So let's get that 5 completed and then watch for a good setup on the retrace. That's what I think. What more is there to do here with Bitcoin? Well, if we start to really get an extension here, we might revisit this. There's no reason to anticipate that. I mean, other than yes, the halving, but. Right, let's be mindful that we're going to have some big resistance to get through on the way back, right? So next up, right, is from the B high, right, is this, which is 67. On the other side of that, fair value gaps, another extreme order block. So there's muscles going to have to be committed here, right? And by muscle, I mean money and size to break all this resistance here. So for example, never, right? So just a bad idea, right? Never assume that's going to break. Never go into a it's going to break. Oh, it'll break. As soon as you assume that, I promise you it won't. It'll hold. Right now, they break all the time. So I'm not saying it can't break. I'm just saying that's absolutely not the place to enter. Right? Let this complete and then wait for the retrace. All right, probably killed that dead horse. Okay, let me pause for a second. Let's take a look at ETH. Okay, here's ETH. Oh, shit. I don't want to be crypto. Fuck. Hang on a sec. Okay, here. I want to get over on a Coinbase. I think that must be something I copied over from a live stream. Member sent that. Okay, here. So let's take a look at where we are here. So 1, 2, candidate 3. Now, this has gone deeper than you'd like for a 4. So, we talked about this, I think, on the live stream earlier in the week. Well, the finish here is a little suspect, right? This would be a slight truncation. Now, does it happen? Yeah, it does happen. So we got a couple of things that make you tenuous here. Number one, as you note here, so, let's pull this up here. I've shown this a couple of times, right? So as we look at that corner here, right? So what we have here is, no surprise, golden zone here on the wave B, right? So we retrace, right? No, not the 618, golden zone. So we get a golden corner. Now that is mighty close, but we don't technically tag it. Now, if you're a bull, you might interpret that as, we didn't get it right. So what's the wave trading principle number 4? Failure to make the median line sets up a move equal to or greater than. Oh, great, off we go. tricky. Now, this is a bit of a judgment call you got to make here, because that is mighty close, right? And it runs into a fair value gap here. Now that's on the 8 hour, and but we just missed. Now, so one possibility is we're coming lower, but okay, so you might look there and go, huh, it's a double there. Is it the fair value gap? Huh. Wonder why it stops there. Do we need to wonder? No, we know why it stops there, just like we know why it stopped here. Right, so you just got an algo squeeze there, right? So just Al fighting it out here, bulls and bears, right, between two, not 618s, two golden zones. So as we look at this, okay, well, that's pretty deep for a 4. We don't like a 4 to go that deep, but we have this unusual 1-2 here. Does it kill it? Well, no, it makes me think possibly here I've got another 1-2, right? I mean, that's where's the high probability location for a 2? Right where we just hit it. Now, so it makes me think, perhaps do I have to do something? This is gotten out of control here. Maybe there's a little triangle in there. But you see, you can't quite make that work because of this wick here that came down here. So you're stuck with that idea, which is, I think many of us have been looking at, going, oh fuck, we finished and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, some tiny little pump to finish that. Though I suppose you could trade this as some sort of a wacky B and put the 4 here and then go up a extreme B and then come down for the C. It's such an unusual price action here, but that may be on the 8 hour, maybe what we end up having to do here. So you A, B, C, so expanded flat. It ain't pretty, but it's a possibility here right now. Before you start thinking, oh my God, is that bad news? If this ends up being completed and this is just another 1-2, is that bad news for a bull? I propose perhaps not, right? Why are we assuming that's bad news? Well, first, let's see which side we break here, right? Now, so this is a classic example, right? This is just the algos create this, right? That's all that's happening, right? So as we look here, one side's going to break. Do we want to gamble on? Well, we could certainly look at this and say, well, trend's higher. I've got a candidate here for some unusual impulse here. Just out of curiosity here. Now again, note I'm out of log. I hadn't looked at this. Second most common, you've got that wacky. It's just a little hard to make a call there. But I'm just looking at this depth, going, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Why not? Now take note here that while I do have, I think I've got that locked. While I do have that, let's hide that. I do have that issue with the median line not being tagged there. Do I not have a golden corner on the way up? I sure do. Right now, there or there. Well, let's see which is the low, right? If we come now, you'll note here, look where the target is. Right, it's going to have to break this one to get to that target. So as to why it's not getting that target, and that could just be a front run, right? This could be one algo handing it off to the next algo. So if we look in there, okay, which one are we using here? Right now, this is the lower low. Right, so this would be slight truncation. If that's close enough, I wouldn't be sweating that. Although it's normal, right? So let's not assume lows in, right? I mean, we have a double dip into it, right? So it's a candidate, pretty good reaction. But before we make any assumptions, look at all this imbalance here that has to get filled in. So we got to get up here and do, there's got to be some sort of a push in a 5, right? And then we've got this to break too. Same thing, right? Never changes. It's just the same thing, back and forth, golden zone, right? Doesn't matter what market it is. Doesn't matter what time frame it is, right? This is what moves the market. All right, so as we sit here, do we not have 80% probability of getting that median line? We do. We had 80% probability of getting this median line, and it just missed. So if that trading principle, right, which is, it's not, these are not these are tendencies, probabilities. There's no certainty. Market's under no obligation to do anything. So, but we know we have good odds here, right? And so then we start to put the context together. Well, okay, all right, we're certainly in an uptrend. We're in an uptrend from 1116. Why is everyone so bearish? Well, I'm not. Maybe you're not. I'm not worried. I'm thinking, God, if this is a 2, wow, where are we going? If that's the 2, 6,000? 6,000? I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you something to think about. Could you not take that trade right there? It's 14 to 1 in ETH. Very clear point of exit. You just put, I wouldn't put a tick under the golden zone, but to give it a little room. Note a couple of ticks under the golden zone, you got a target being met. Now, hitting a target is not a buy signal, but we often see the market react there. Oh, you'd have this pivot here as well. This, and then you've got this. Did I draw that? Oh, there's a fair value gap right here, and I mean, if this is a 1-2, guys, that's good news, right? So we'll see, right? This would, oh Jesus, that would have to be, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be even higher, right? We'd be going well into the 7K, right? If it's 1, 2, 1, 2, which Jesus just seems weird, right? That this would be the 1, 2, but unless we turn this into a 4, either well, just for discussion, right? Because we always have to think, okay, what's wrong with our count? Why is it? What are we missing, right? So right, looking at that, right? What would have you cause go? Wait a minute, that's too fucking weird, right? That's an odd 2. Maybe this is where we're getting it off, right? We're getting off track, right? In terms of, okay, do we have the right look here? Well, if this were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I mean, this is weird. This is weird. So it makes me look at it and go, okay, well, again, remember, you want to be thinking constantly, okay, where am I? What have I got wrong here? Right? Be your own harshest critic. What else could this be? Well, then it makes me, I'm kind of doing this on the fly with you, right? If I count 1, 2, okay, where's the 3? Okay, up here would be the extreme for the 3. Now, do I need to be in log? If I'm going from 1100 to, I certainly would want to look at it. Does that change my view at all? Note the target up here. It's kind of interesting. 1, 2. Is there some way that I'm missing that I've got this is a completed impulse? And then I've got a 1 that this somehow has to come down somewhere in here, and then I don't even know how I could get it, right? So this is it's just such a clusterfuck. You could probably relabel this here. Boy, you want to finish it right here. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that's your best case here, but then that you got again a shallow 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I suppose it doesn't help, right? So if this is 1, 2, if we back the 1, 2 off, you still end up with another 1, 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got another 1 here. It doesn't help, actually. So if I were to label that, so you just follow my thinking here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, let's assume. Let's label that differently. Let's do it this way. Oh, this is just all going to be sideways 4, 5, right? That doesn't help. Even if I take that down, it's not. Oh, it's a little squishy in here. You barely slide away if this is some sort of combo. We kick up for the 5. Okay, well then I got another. Let's just do it. 1, 2. Golden zone. All right, there would be the 3. All right, so let's label that together. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. Okay, let's get all this out of here. Usually I work this out in advance, but as we're sitting here, kind of with this weird price action here, it struck me. Well, why don't we look at this together here and see if there's something we're missing, right? Which is always what am I missing? What do I have wrong, right? Again, be your harshest critic. Okay, let's label that again. Okay, this is 1, 2. Hang on, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is going to have to go up. It puts us back into a 3, 4, 5. But let's just consider it. 1, 2, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3, clearly the 4, 5, 2, shallow, but that's the best retracement until I get here, but I can complete an impulse here. Some might beg to differ, right? But if this is 1, 2, 3, the pivot of 4 doesn't overlap the 1 for the 5, 2, right? So I got a 1, 2. Then we're back in, God, do I need to do it here? Shit, here. I really did not plan to be doing it this way. You're kind of fucked again here, right? Trying to get that done. Okay, well let's just assume it again. All right, let's see if I can do this on the fly. I suppose I can edit all this, but sometimes I think the better value for the student is to watch someone go through the whole process. Let's take that up a degree. Of thinking, am I right? Am I wrong? What am I missing? Right? That's so much a part of TA, and to be critical of your own work. Okay, so I got 3 here into. I mean, now as I sit here, it looks like they tagged the target perfectly. Okay, does this help me at all? 1, 2. Well, the 2 continues to be the. If this is 3 and this were going to be 4, right? Does it have the right look? Well, definitely not. Right? 1, 2. 3, 4, 5. The 2 it continues to be the issue with Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? They just usually the 2s are better in ETH. Bitcoin notorious for it, but that's not great in terms of right look. So I mean, at the end of the day, these are some high class problems, right? So this is completed here. We can look at it here, completed. So where are we, right? Are we gonna take a runner on it with the idea that we truncated? Well, it's 14 to 1. Let me change this just since it's got to change. All right, if that's going to be my 3, and I have to do a double here. See, the 2 just continues to be. Take it out of logs, if that helps me at all. Not really. Still. Well, I really, what I want to do is try and finish here, but I just don't see a clear path to it. Even if I bring this down here and say, oh, we finished, so I can get a better, it still gives me this as the 2. And then under here, I'm kind of forcing here. ETH is, I think, trickier than Bitcoin at the moment, and of course, ETH will follow Bitcoin. Now, we do have the new ETFs, the Asian ETFs coming in here, so get out of there. All right, we don't have that yet. Sweep that low and then go. Most of the alts look like they're. Oh, come, my guys were just sending this over to me. Their thought was most of the alts look like they have one more leg to go. I just look at the whole thing and go, okay, well, what if I'm pulling from the absolute low? Where am I now? I probably shouldn't do it here, trying to figure it out on the fly here. But I want to complete something here. I'm struggling with this here. Oh, shit. It may be it's just until the market gives us a little more information, we're not going to get it. A good handle on it. So you'd be buying here based off of, I guess, fundamental issues, or the halving, right, and potentially Bitcoin pulling everybody with it. But the count in here is what I wouldn't force anything here until you get a little bit more information, right? So first, let's see, can it sweep that wave 4? So what would you be looking for, right? Something like this, maybe fill in some of these imbalances, come back down. Maybe we got something here, then go. I'd be cautious about trying to pick the turn. Why? There's never any need to. Right? You've seen, right? We're just in an algo box. Okay, let me pause there and bring up some of the alts that we've been looking at. Okay, before we dig in here, just a reminder, we have a new sponsor. This is our newest sponsor. This is Bitunix. This is an exchange that would be appealing, particularly if you're in the U.S. and you're looking for a no KYC and no need for a VPN. That's still an option for you here, and nice little reward package here. Now, this link will be directly below, right? If you're in the market or you want to diversify a little bit, or kind of curious about what the opportunities are here and what the selection of alts looks like. It's really very full featured. I mean, they're coming strong. I used to work with some of these guys previously in prior relationships, so I trust them. I know them. I know they'll take care of you. And for the moment, right, this is one of the very few options you have for a no KYC with a good selection. Of course, the majors, right, but good selection of alts as well. Very easy to set up your, I mean, the entry process of your email and a password. Bring some crypto over, bonuses will kick in. Of course, those are for the futures trading, and you're up and trading in minutes. Very straightforward. It would look like most exchanges that you've experienced. It's a maker-taker model. The fees are as competitive as anyone anywhere. They're 9 out of 10 on the trust score. So this is an up-and-comer. They're not on TradingView yet, but they're working on that. But it's, I mean, I'm trading like crazy over here. I think so far, very pleased with them. So just a reminder, that's an option for you here with some nice bonuses, all the details here for you. Okay, with that, let's get back to the charts. Okay, Solana, much like ETH, right, looks very similar. Much like so many alts, right? They just all look like, oh, is it done here? Are we going to have that little sweep of liquidity here? Well, you've certainly left equal lows here, so this is just ripe for a little return trip to grab some liquidity. You see all that is just waiting to be swept. Now, so is this though, right? So we can look at this, go, okay, well, where's it going to find? All right, it's going to go internal, external. It's getting, it rotates. Well, here's a decent example, but we didn't get here's the internal, right, being swept here. So you got a combination of some pivots along with an imbalanced section here with fair value gap. So that gets tapped. You get a slight mitigation here. Now back here, same thing happening here. But down here, right, at this reacting to an imbalance over here, same thing, right? They get mitigated, right? So this is that enough? Well, it doesn't create for a good Elliott count to finish. Oh, probably 1, 2, 3, 4. Looked like, oh, it's going to get a clean finish, but all of them, we don't get a clean finish. So you're left here thinking, oh, shit. All right, do I want to buy it? Well, I wouldn't. That's just my suggestion until I get something that clean out of here. What do I have here? It looked like maybe, but now I got a little impulse here, so it looks like I got to go A, B, C. So careful of this kind of price action. Right? You can get eaten alive here. Because you're guessing, aren't you? Really? Yeah. The broader market's up. Okay, here we go. Well, you've left behind here an obvious location for some liquidity to be grabbed, and then here as well. Right, just all equal lows. Right, that's commonly used as a location for more liquidity. So you can certainly see, and you're going to see this across many of the alts. Oh, sweep down here, and then we go. Right, clear. Right, there'll be breakout bozos here ready to sell it. Okay, all right. So we'll get something like this to leave them bent over, as they are often found. That's what you're looking for. Don't force this. Don't havings to do. So I better get long. Could they rocket out of here? They could. Will there be a retracement? Yeah, there will. So don't force here, and easy with the leverage, because you just make yourself vulnerable. I mean, if you're day trading for $10-20 with leverage, 100x, that's a different thing than what we're teaching. Okay, that's Solana. Let me go back over here. Render, this is one I like. Full disclosure, have a pretty big position in this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, we're looking for that 4. We'll take this We'll get this out of here for the time being. Well, we've got clear parameters here that we can work with. Now, I am in log scale. If I take it out, right, we got to be in log scale. So 1, 2, right, good. All of this imbalance here. So this has been filled. This has been filled. So they're still here because they haven't been broken. But they're here. We don't have a close below. This is wicks, but we don't have a close below. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Why would you be thinking something different? Well, I suppose, right, if you're a crypto bear, you might think, oh, ABC, and we're going through the floor. As I just had it up here, where we're looking for a wave 4. You wouldn't want to see it go below that 50. You got bring it down a little further. Shit. Heads up. For me, that would be a place to buy more. Oh shit! I can't get you over. Like this project. Does that look like it's done? Maybe. Let's get in there. All right, so we have all of the actual. We didn't quite get there. Let's get the. What do I have here? Oh, here. So here's the inducement right here. So we do have it. I put this in blue so it stands out here. Oh, where are you? Oh, I got the wrong one on here. Sorry. I want. Oh, this is the one I'm used to. OptiStruct. All right, where's the inducement? Right here. So I'm gonna put that in blue so you can see it. Let's brighten it up. Okay, all right. So here's the swing low that confirms that this pivot, right? So we have to break the last swing pi, right? So I've been kind of focused on this last couple of live streams, right? So we come down here. How do we know when we have a low here? Here, nope. Here, nope. Here, right? We have to break. This is all one leg down. There is no higher high. We don't break any highs, right? It's until we get this. Now I know I have a confirmed low. Right, I think that's one of the great contributions, right? So many people trading SMC, they're like, okay, well, it's 40 pips. Oh, it's $40. It's 10%. It's 20%. It's completely random, one trade to the next. Here is completely objective, right? That's why I use them, why I like them, and why I featured them in the brown belt, right? So that confirms that I've got a low. Okay, what did I just do? So by looking at that, I can go, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Could I be done here, or if I just put my Elliott hat back on for a second. Could I be done? Could I be done? Well, you've got the right setup here. We swept the lows. We broke the swing high. Now we're retracing. Get my friend Al on here. Little wick went through. Pushing to rebalance that. Order block here. Hard to say, right? So is that a good? Let's go to 1 here. See if we've got a maybe 1, 2. All right, you have to do it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a candidate. You probably got it. You'd have to do it. It's not quite as good here. Might do it this way. A, B, C, 1, 2. Maybe we don't have to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we can stick with that. Keeps it all self-contained. Okay, a little wick, right? A wick does the damage, but we're just rebalancing this fair value gap here. Mitigated. A couple more here. A, B. So it's not bad. It kind of looks like we're doing the same thing here. So for render, it's not bad. A little pullback down here, another fair value gap here, looking to be mitigated. So if we pull back down here and do it in a 3, now that's a 1 hour, right? Something like this. Doable. One to be watching, right? Very low risk, right? You don't don't do this, right? Just let it. Keep it, that's not, see, when I see something like this, I go, oh shit, I can trade that with a little bit of leverage, right? Maybe I get a little extra kick out of that. But as a result, right, adjust your size accordingly if you get wicked out. Don't go so much, right? So you're vulnerable to getting liquidated here if it takes that wick, right? You got to use a little judgment there, right? Don't make it easy for them to get your Bitcoin or your crypto or whatever you're trading. So that's one we do like. Okay, all right. So I got render here. I've kind of been featuring these here just because, I mean, you went through most alts here are going to look very similar. Even I think I had total 2 up here. Here's total 3. They all pretty much look doing the same thing. Here's total 3 minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everybody's looks like one more down to complete here. If we're going to get just a this would be pretty fucking spectacular. Elliott, is the 4 in here? Are we in? Is this 1, 2? Are we doing a triangle? Something weird here? There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice impulse here. 1, 2, 3. Maybe a triangle. Maybe a little higher. Already hit the 50. A, B, C, D, E, little triangle of some sort here. We don't want it going over the 618. So if it's in that zone here, one more down here, it would give us the C. The 5, right, everything looks good. Gives us the 4 at the 38. Prior 3, 4, common location for a retrace. Again, now I'm not saying that it's all, there's no risk and you can just buy in here aggressively, but until these lows are being broken here, it's just right by the playbook. I mean, and the more nervous the market is, the better. The more nervous retail is, the better. They'll be buying breakouts. Okay, where was I here? Doge, going to be the same. We're right in the pocket here of value. And we're at the POC. 4, 5 of 3, A, B, C, right? Again, it's going to look, they all look the same, right? So we don't have to do a whole lot of them. They're all going to be like, oh, is that it? Was that it? A, B, C. 1, 2. It's not a great looking start here, so I'd be prepared. This is a function of your time frame, time horizon, and whether you're trading with leverage. If you're trading with leverage, I wouldn't touch that. If you're trading without and you're just trying to get positioned here for the 4 to the 5, are you sweating whether you're at 0.15 or 12 or 12? Is it that big of a difference? I wouldn't really sweat that myself. Right, but with leverage, right, you got to recalculate, right? You got to be very precise, right? Do you want your stop below that, where everybody else that's trading Doge has their stop? Is that where you want to put yours? It's the target. Oh, we got everybody over here. The one I meant to do last week, I think I forgot. I had curved down there. I forgot to get over here. This is multiverse LROND. EGLD. Okay. All right. Impulse up. Looks like 3 to correct it. I know what you're thinking. Wonder why it stops there. Why there? Is it the fair value gap? Maybe. What else could it be? Oh, I think this is out of log scale. Oh, I thought I had that. Well, it looks like we wicked through that right there with just that wick to grab, maybe to rebalance that. I could have sworn I looked at that earlier that we were right there. But perhaps not. So let's see. Do I need to be in log? From 21? Yeah, I need to be in log. Yeah, I could have sworn I looked at that. Well, that's all right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B wicked through, right? So does it need to have one more down? Right, you'd have that down here. You'd be all of this imbalance here and a big extreme order block here. Why do we know that's a good order block? We created the fair value gaps. Oh, you probably say this is all just a demand zone down here. So if we're going to come down, if we're going to go lower and go 707, 786, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a candidate to be done, but just like all of them, they all kind of look like, boy, if it's going to complete the full Elliott sweep, that looks like you might be going that low. Let's go to a 707. right? So area is down here. That's right. The wick, you still may have this algo in play here because it's not a close below. Let's go to a 2 hour. Where's the inducement? Oh, you gotta put it in blue so you can see it. Right here. All right, so we got to retrace that. We got to take that pivot before we can confirm that we have a good low here, right? That's not clear. Pull it up over here. All right, so what is that? 52.51. Got to break that and close above, right? Get that to confirm, right? Otherwise, right, there's no telling where the low is, right? We don't have a low until we break the high. So 4 here. Some sort of consolidation down to the 5. We're going to go a little bit lower. A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. All of them, same thing, right? All look like they have one more. Okay, I think I'm, oh shit, 45 minutes. Let me make sure I got everything covered. Link was the last one. I don't think we covered that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where do we want to be a buyer here? Right here. Are we there yet? Well, here's one where you're like, oh God, I hope it has one more leg down because I'd love to be a buyer in here at 10. Anywhere from 10 to 8, 8.5. Looks like it's doing what they're all doing. Is this the 4? Right? Is it? And we remains unresolved here. Now, note this would be a break of structure. Pardon me. This would be a change of character here. If we get down here and sweep this low, not a break of structure. Where's the inducement? Oh, we got to go way back up. Let's go to a 4 hour. Here. All right, we have to break the 2, all one leg, before we confirm a low. Right now, I should note here, now that can change because if we do this, if we go down, right, then there can be another pivot here. If we're sweeping this low, then this may be the inducement. So then we can do this. Right, there we go. I'm not an affiliate with these guys, although I did work out a deal if you're in the brown belt. Oh, we worked out a deal because I featured it so much in the brown belt course that if you are a member of ours and doing the brown belt, that you get a 50% off of either the yearly or the lifetime, which is, it's only a couple $100, right? So very, very, very reasonably priced for a lifetime of an indicator that is this well done. Okay. So 3, waiting for the 4. Like all of them, waiting for the 4, waiting for the 4. Is it in, or do we have more to go? I wouldn't be surprised at all if there's one more kick down, just because the average crypto trader just hears, oh, halving, let's buy it. So they're likely going to be prone to getting swept, right? Right, because it's halving, oh, sounds like easy money, right? And we all know there is no easy money in here. Okay, guys, with that, I'll wrap it here. I guess I was a little long today, but I hope you get a little something out of it, and note the key to it all is just doing it the same way every time. Just a reminder here, nice little bonus here for our sponsors. It's a good exchange. We like them. Okay, guys, have a good weekend.